around the room so that I don't fall asleep at all.
Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I am here with Sai again.
Hey yo, it's good everyone. So today we have a juicy story for you. This story is about one of a kind.
Yeah.
It is about a man named Xavier, a mistake you could say. A person who was born from nothing, turned into one of the strongest beings in the multiverse.
Yep.
So, how does this story start? Well, let me tell you, folks. So, this story starts with Sir Zex. Sir Zex basically one day was tired from work and decided to take a break.
Mhm.
So, he arrived at a random human bar. Basically, the year was what? 10 years before the start of the Great War.
Mhm.
And basically, he was on this bar, and he was drinking beer, and he met a woman by the name of Lilith.
Yep.
Now you see, Lilith is not just any ordinary woman. No, she was one of the 10 great dragon kings, the dragon of nature.
Yep.
So the fact that Sir Zex managed to raise her up while being drunk is phenomenal. Actually, you could say he's Ronaldo at Riz.
Mhm.
But anyway, I would say that Sir Zex, okay, he banged her. He did the nasty with her, and basically he dipped after he did that. Because it was a one-time mistake. He was married to he's still married to Grafia, mind you, while he did this.
Which is terrible.
So he doesn't even know what happened. He randomly woke up next to a woman and decided to keep it a secret to himself forever.
Yeah, but I say
So
I'll say this. I'm gonna ask him a little bit. So Lilith does find this man because you're not gonna get away from a dragon king. You're not getting away. I'm sorry.
yep.
Like,
So I would say, she basically arrived storming into his palace. I think he has a palace, right?
yeah, but I'll say this is like 1 year later because it did take some time to find him again. Because I'll say 1 year later, which the birth is already happened.
Yeah, she basically was. Well, when she arrived, she basically, what do you call it, looked dead angry at Sir Zex. She's like, "Where were you?" And he's like, "What? Who are you?" Because he genuinely forgot about her. And then she's like, "You, so you're telling me you knocked me up, left me with a baby, and I decided to just leave?"
No, this is from Venom and the other kids, by the way. Grafier's not there. Luckily.
Yeah, and luckily she's not there. And Sir Zex widened his eyes as he saw a little baby in her arms.
That
And he
has
basically
red
told
hair,
her,
by the way.
"Is that my son?" Yeah. And he's like, "Is that my son?" She's like, "No shit, is your son."
Yes.
And then basically he's like, "Can I home?" She's like, "No, you lost the rights to call him your son after you abandoned us."
Yep.
And she basically is like, "I came to basically warn you, with the little amount of respect and love I still have for you, that if you even dare to come try and take my son away, I will personally come and hunt you down to the ends of the earth, and I will kill you personally with my own hands."
Because he left a note saying it was a mistake, bro. That was a mistake that actually happened.
Yep. So basically, he nodded, and she basically left.
Which is
But not without not without punching him once.
Yeah, and Zorzex is hurt. Very hurt.
Yep. But he regenerates. thankfully, because he has Phoenix Sears on standby.
Actually, no amount of things she is going to. He recovered physically, not mentally though.
Yeah, he recovered physically, not mentally. So I would say like while she flew away, or she teleported away, she looked at her son and she's like, "I'll make sure that nobody is ever going to hurt you. Basically, my baby boy, you're going to be very special one day.
Yes,
I just know it."
yes, but I say this.
So I would say,
Wait, go ahead, bro.
no, you go ahead, go ahead.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Like after I say a week went by. I say she said she sees this man. Basically, I say she sees like part of the. I say this man playing in the playing outside. But I say this. She sees part of the forest like die.
Yeah, like a part basically blooming brighter than never before, and another basically just dead. It's like a death forest.
Yeah. So she sees like where's this power coming from? Then she sees it's from Xavier.
Yeah, like his right eye basically is the Gremory blue, but his left eye is
You
the
said
what do you
Gremory
call
blue,
it?
bro.
Is like his mother's purple.
You said Gremory blue.
I mean, they do have blue eyes, no?
Blue. I say I only make it red, bro. It's like he has that red.
No, Sir Zex and Rias have blue eyes, though.
Yeah, blue eyes, but they do become red though. You can't lie.
Okay. So yeah, so I would say one of his eyes is purple, the other eye is red.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically goes to him, and she basically is like, how can I say this? She basically puts him to sleep, like using a spell, and she basically recognized this power. She's like, oh no, if this goes out of control, then nothing will ever stop him. And then she basically placed her one of her strongest seals on him, basically to seal this power.
Not completely, by the way. It's like you seal away that specific
Not
part.
completely. Yeah, she basically sealed away that specific power, like the half nature, half destruction.
Yeah, but I say, why can't she seal it completely? Because she really can't.
Yeah, because it's that fucking strong.
So I say this.
So I would say, like, basically, I would say, like, over the next few years, she would train him, and she would train him to basically become like a fine warrior, basically.
And an honorable dragon.
But yeah, and an honorable dragon too. But she also basically, like, how can I say this? Taught him to appreciate nature and appreciate life itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, like, within the next 10 years, the Great War starts. And they didn't want to have any part of it. But the fight came to them in the forest.
Yeah, so did Xavier fought? Yes, Xavier did fought, and I'm not gonna lie, I'll say this. I'll say
He was kicking ass.
yes. I'll say this. This man used his life powers in reverse way that he never used before.
Light powers.
Life. I said life, bro. Well, life powers.
Okay, hold on.
I don't have to pause the video. We can continue now.
Yeah.
So anyways, this man tries, trying to kill him. Xavier's trying to kill him, but I say this man did his life drain for the first time because he was too focused on.
Who was he fighting?
I say this. He was fighting a low tier fallen angel, low tier, very low.
Hmm.
And
what happened with it?
I say this man got arrogant and thought Xavier was easy money. Now.
And Xavier basically basically sucked the life force out of him.
Yes, and then that's just one thing Xavier realizes, and when he's over his life, like his DNA became a part of him.
Yeah, and he basically, how can I say this? He was able now to use light spears.
Yep.
So I would say, like, what do you call it? He showed his mother his ability, and she was shocked because she thought she sealed his powers fully, like the other ones.
Yes, but as he realized, like, it's not a complete seal.
Yeah, now she realized it wasn't a complete seal because what do you call it? As he grows older, the seal will slowly start to go away.
Yeah, it started weakening over time. It's like basically Kurama. It's like that seal that Naruto had, basically.
Yep. So I would say she basically smiles at him, and what do you call it? Then, out of nowhere, Drake and Albion start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically was shocked that the two heavenly dragons are fighting, like across from her and her son. And she was hella worried about Xavier.
So yeah.
So guess what she did?
Hey, interfere in the fight.
Yep, she transformed and basically interfered. But I would say, like, they basically told her move, and they just basically, how can I say this? They both just launched an attack at her and launched her away so that they can continue their own fight.
Not knowing that they literally killed her.
Yep. Because here's the thing, we said she's one of the 10 heavenly dragons. The 10 heavenly dragons are nothing compared to the dragon kings. I mean,
The dragon.
they're nothing compared to the two heavenly dragons. They're nothing compared to Albion and Drake.
Yeah, so basically, like Xavier saw everything. He ran straight to his mother, and in her last breath, he told Xavier.
She basically, what do you call it? She's like, she's basically, how can I say this? She's like, what do you call it? Don't forget what I taught you, my son.
Yes, but
And I would say, like, he basically would unconsciously, like, absorb her into himself.
yes, but I say that I gave this absorption that seal part like
Yeah,
it broke.
for a split second, it broke. Or not a split second. Basically, it broke because of the sheer amount of power he absorbed.
That and the amount of hatred in him.
Yep. So I would say, like, on a low ball, he basically launched. He basically went and attacked Drake and Albion together. They were no chance because this was the birth of one of the strongest dragons to ever exist.
The birth of a dragon god, quite literally.
Yeah, he was. How can I say this? A low ball for this guy is basically Albion and Drake. High ball is what do you call it? Is like half of Ouroboros.
It's good.
So, yeah, they stand no chance.
Yeah, to say this, they got cooked. They kind of got cooked.
They got sesame sliced.
Yep.
So, to put it simply, he basically shish kebabbed Drake and Albion, and the only reason they were even alive is because God turned them into sacred gears. And in his rampage, Xavier killed the biblical God.
And Lucifer at the same damn time.
And Lucifer, yes. But I would say he ran out of energy because this was fully how can I say this? His power was driven fully by hate and nothing more.
Yeah.
And basically, how can I say this? And the seal was basically adapting to his to the power boost.
Yeah.
which then basically the seal reactivated and he basically fell unconscious.
Unconscious, but I say this that it was. I say this, it was like that. If Goku when he went for first one Super Saiyan God, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was literally like that.
Yep. So who would basically who would find him basically after all the rampage?
Who if I say who would really find him?
Sir Zex.
Yeah.
Sir Zex.
No, Azazel. Azazel would be a better person.
Azazel? Alright, so let's say Azazel basically found him. He's like, sheesh, an 11-year-old. Or he
14.
basically is
I think
like
it was 14.
10 to another. Well, we said like 10 years old, no?
No, so you said you did 10 year time scale when he was 4, so he'd be 14.
Okay, so he's like, of sheesh, a 14-year-old did all of that. And he basically looked at Xavier, and he basically is like, what do you call it? A lot of people will be hunting you, especially Heaven. And then he basically is like, I'm going to take you somewhere safe.
That's it. They know the dragon form. They don't know the kid.
Yeah, they didn't know it was Xavier.
Yep.
Except Azazel. Azazel is the only person who knows that.
He will forever be the only person that knows that.
Yep. So, what do you call it? Basically, Azazel took Xavier away, and yeah, that basically concludes with that. But I would say, as soon as Azazel drops him off, like he puts him in the bed, okay, like at his house, Azazel would basically go leave for like a split, like 5 minutes, come back with like water and basically stuff so that he wouldn't what do you call it?
Sorry.
Die? Yeah, starving basically. Azazel or Xavier already jumped out of the window.
He moved out the window and into the world.
Yep, and Azazel's like, fuck.
And Xavier's not going to find him. He will not.
Yeah, Azazel basically tried following his path, but nothing.
It's like, how powerful is this?
It was like his magical presence just went zero.
See, it was like, how powerful is this damn kid?
And I would say, like, Xavier basically would go very deep into the woods, and then he basically, what do you call it? Once he reached a good enough distance, he finally was able to grieve. Basically, you know how Luffy grieved for Ace?
Yep.
Like that.
He grieved. And I said he vowed to get stronger.
Yep. He vowed to get stronger so that nothing like this ever happens again. So, I would say, for the next, 5 years, he basically was started like bonding more with nature, creating his own spells, his own techniques. He basically also cut a part of a tree and basically carved. He learned carpentry, and he made his own. What do you call it? He made his own like wooden sword that he can practice with.
Which that wooden sword is equivalent to when Hashirama uses damn wood style. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because he used his magic to basically make the wood stronger.
Yep. So, and also to tell you this, has he gone through some foes? Yes, he has. He's been damn near a lot of races at this point. Because they are.
Yeah, like he has like a lot of attributes from like a lot of animals. Like for example, because he has to eat from the wild. So when he ate from a rabbit, basically he became faster. When he, let's say one time, what do you call it, was able to catch a monkey, and basically when he ate the monkey, he basically now has like stronger grip strength. And basically like overall, like how can I say this? If he eats other like species, like how can I say this? Like for example, with fallen angels and stuff, he basically just takes their attributes, like their strongest point. So basically, like I would say one time
Wait,
he
he doesn't just
also was
takes
found
the
like,
attribute. He's immune to that attribute as well.
yep. Like for example, if he ate a snake that was poisonous, he's immune to poison from
Yep.
that snake.
Yep.
So I would say one time he managed to go. What do you call it? He managed to find like a secret part of the woods. Basically, like there was this tree, okay, that he sensed like with it because he has nature. He has nature powers. He sensed like it was off. So I would say like when he basically approached the tree basically upon his touch, because it recognized like godhood inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because dragon, it basically transformed into a gateway, like a door slid down.
Yeah.
And when he entered through it, okay, he saw a basically, how can I say this? He saw like he was in a different area entirely.
Yep.
He was like, "Whoa, where am I?"
Also,
And I would say, like, when he entered through, the gate behind him closed.
also, what is like what? Also, to say this, he's probably if you know that map from like the Black Myth Wukong game, it's basically where he's at right now.
Yep. So basically, he basically was now approached by like so many monkeys. They just started surrounding him, and he basically looked at all of them, and basically he got himself ready to fight. Okay.
Yeah.
And they started charging at him, and I would say because he doesn't he wants to test out his strengths or like his skills. He didn't use like his nature powers to just subdue all of them. No, he started like fighting them. Basically, like they all just started at him at once, and he basically started like fighting them in a large group.
Yeah. Also, I say he used
Just using pure strength and pure skill.
Also, I'll say he tried to use more of his demonic abilities as well.
True. Like if they basically sent like electrical abilities towards him, he basically used the power of destruction to counter it, basically. And I would say, like he wouldn't kill them because he how can I say this? He wants information. Or should he kill them?
No, he should. He's no. That makes actually he didn't kill him because he realized these are sentient monkeys. So it's like he asks, "Is like who's your leader?"
And then basically like that would be me. As he basically looks behind him and sees like a monkey, but basically with a crown that is very with like very big golden high, and basically he's wearing golden plates of armor, and he has basically a golden staff in his hand.
Yeah, I'll say this song.
And then
Guy talk.
yeah, sorry.
I'll say Sun Wukong says like not many people can take on my army like that.
And then I would say Xavier would be like, I'm not many people. And then he basically looks at him, and he's like, who are you supposed to be? And then Wukong would basically be shocked because a lot of people that just come in here, they want to fight Wukong. They're like in the search of Wukong.
The fact, nah, Wukong is like, bro, it's like this man does not know what the.
So Wukong finally got excited because he never gets to do like an introduction of himself. He's like, what do you think? What were his titles again?
It's like I am Sun Wukong, the Monkey King.
The Monkey King, the
Buddha.
true immortal,
the fighting Buddha.
And then I would say, what do you call it? Because his mother like didn't bother teaching him about Sun Wukong because how can I say this? It was irrelevant.
Mm-mm.
So I would say he looks at him. He's like, who?
Man, it's like this kid really does not know who I am. It's like, do you know about the supernatural? Which he does. He just doesn't know.
He's like, yeah. And then he's like, so you should know me. He's like, Nah, you're. He's like, maybe you're just irrelevant.
Well, that what? Damn, that pissed off Wukong. Damn.
He's like, this brat dare call me irrelevant, and then he's like, I'll show you irrelevant. And then he basically, all Xavier just sees is just Wukong already in front of him, and he basically smacked him to the mountain, to like or a boulder. I mean,
Wait.
so
The Wukong shocked that Xavier's not out.
yeah, and then Xavier just dusts himself. He's like, is that all? So Xavier basically is like, my turn. So he basically, what do you call it, approaches Wukong like at twice the speed that he just gave up to him, and launched him into another boulder.
Damn.
So Wukong basically got out of the boulder and dusted himself. He's like, I might have fun with it. He's like, basically, how can I say this? He's like, I might have finally met an opponent that I can have fun with.
He said not fun, not equal.
Yeah. So they basically start duking it out, and Wukong, and slowly but surely they start using more and more power, to the point that Xavier started using his nature powers, which shocked Wukong because he knows like not many people have this much control over nature, to basically just call out to the forest.
Yep, I say this. One he sees this man does a half and half. Nature of power one side, destruction on the other.
So he basically looks at him and is like, what type of anomaly is this?
Nature and
So
destruction does
they
go together.
basically, yep. So he basically recognized the power of destruction as like a devil, like from the Gremory family.
Mm.
And then basically it's like, are you Gremory? Are you a Gremory?
It's like,
And then he basically,
Xavier says yes, but it's like I'm a mistake though, which of course he would know because his mother told him he was a mistake, quite literally.
so he basically is like, wait, don't tell me. Are you the brat that he's like? Are you the brat that Sir Zex had with Lilith?
But Xavier's like, how do you know him? That's like, how do you know him? That's like, how? Well, he's not interested in Sir Zex. He's more interested in how do he knows his mother.
And then he basically is like, I'm all seeing, boy. So he can basically see like he can basically see all around the globe, right?
Yeah, I say, yes, I'll say this. He's more interested in the power this man Xavier used to beat the Dragon Albion.
And then he basically Wukong is like, he's like, why don't you use the same power that you used when you killed God and forced him to seal Dragon Albion so that he can save their lives.
Which Xavier admits is like, I've heard I know I had that power before, but I can't tap into it again.
Or I would say he's like, what power?
Which this is what's all. So I was like, wait, he wasn't in control of himself, and he did all that.
And then he basically smiled because of the amount of potential this boy has in front of him.
Yep.
So I would say Wukong basically is like, you know what? I'll make a deal with you. If and only if you manage to scratch me once, I'll take you under my wing and train you. But if you can't do it within the next hour, or no, he's like, I'll up the stakes. The next 30 minutes, then I will kill you.
Bro, Xavier heard that. It's like, I can't die yet. Bro, this is when, this man Xavier went full power, this full power is shocking.
Yep. So Wukong basically smiled. Is like, there it is. There's the power I was waiting for. But it wasn't like the same one he used against Dragon Albion. But it's like his normal full power.
but controlled. It's very much controlled, which is really says it's like he got that far, even without that power.
Yep.
Hmm.
So they basically start duking it out, and he still can't manage to land a scratch on him.
Because he's Wukong, bro. He's Wukong, bro.
Yep. So I would say, what do you call it? He basically starts being like, how can I say this? In his mind, he's like, "Mom, please give me the strength to help me scratch Wukong."
Which this is when he unlocks that green armor.
Yep. So he basically, what do you call it? Like Wukong starts seeing like green armor scales just go all around his body.
Man, it's like, what? And then, bro, that caught him off guard for that split second. It was a split second change.
Yep. That split second, he's like, then he basically, what do you call it? Charged as fast as he could. Basically, I would say it even broke one of his legs because of how fast he went. He's managed to scratch Wukong by an inch. Wukong dodged it, okay, but he managed to land a small scratch on his cheek
Which Wukong felt.
because he caught him off guard.
He felt it like, I got scratched. He was one dodging.
And then Wukong basically sees, what do you call it? Xavier just plop on the ground, unconscious. And then he'll hold his cheek, and he sees like a little bit of blood. And he basically smiles maniacally. He's like, "This boy, I'll turn him into a weapon, or no, I'll turn him into a beast that nobody can defeat." So I would say, basically, he goes ahead and drags him from the collar of his shirt, like from the back collar of his shirt, and basically starts dragging him towards his palace.
Yep, and which Xavier wakes up in a bed.
Yeah, and his leg basically is fully healed because Wukong fed him like. Does Wukong? Yeah, you know what? No, I would say
He gave him
he's
that
fully
drink.
healed.
He gave him that Wukong the drink. The drink.
Okay, he gave him the Wukong drink. Yeah. So he basically healed up, and when he woke up, he basically was like, "What happened?" And then I would say, what do you call it? Wukong basically was. I would say Wukong basically walked into the room. He's like, "You're finally awake, huh?" And then he basically looks at Wukong, and he's like, "What happened? Why with our fight?" And then Wukong basically looks at him with a smile. He's like, "You managed to scratch me, and so a deal's a deal."
Like it's like I am now your teacher.
Yep. So basically, Xavier looks at him with shock, and then he's like, I won't disappoint you."
Which is this Wukong? It's like you definitely won't.
So, I would say for the next, what, 200 years?
200 years, which 200 years for Wukong is crazy.
Yep. For the next 200 years, Wukong turned him into a beast. Beast. Yep. So, I would say Wukong basically, how can I say this? Trained him in how to use a staff. Trained him in how to basically be acrobatic. Physically trained him to basically become very strong.
And bro, and I say this, trained him in the art of senjutsu, bro.
Yup, and he trained him how to harness nature way better.
Yep, which with Xavier's already like connection with nature, makes it even more powerful.
Yep. So I would say, over the 200 years, they basically became more like father-son than anything.
Yep, and Wukong is like he very much cares for Xavier now. It's like anyone hurts Xavier, you're going to die.
Yep. So I would say, what do you call it? Sun Wukong was a bit worried about Xavier as well. Why? He wasn't. He doesn't have the immortality like he does.
Like he may not have the immortality, but he's gonna live for a long ass time. He might.
He's gonna live for a long time, but he thought about the future, like way ahead into the future.
I say age won't kill him, but people could.
Yep. So he wants to get Xavier the immortality.
The same immortality he got.
Yeah, but there's one catch. Buddha is guarding it.
Yeah.
He's basically guarding the thing that made Wukong immortal.
There's a lot of shit. It was a lot of shit that made him immortal. Not that one. It was a lot.
Yep. I know, but the main one.
What was that main one? The peaches?
I think it was the peaches. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was peaches from him, which he ain't two timing.
Yep. So I would say he basically would tell Xavier, like, what do you call it? He's gonna go and do something very dangerous, and he should stay here at all costs, no matter what happens. So he basically tells him to hold on to this until he comes back.
Yeah.
And I would say he basically gives him like a paper with like Wukong's like insignia on it.
Yeah.
So he basically would go. Where was the peaches, by the way?
It was in heaven, bro. It's like not the heaven like in DXD. It's the heaven in like Wukong verse, bro.
All right. So I would say he basically he would teleport to that heaven, and he would encounter Buddha.
Ooh, Buddha's like, I've been expecting you.
And then Wukong is like, well, then you know why I'm here. Give me one of those peaches.
It's like,
and I'll be on my way.
One? It's like, one? After what you did? No.
And he's like, two, if what do you call it? You're lucky that I'm not even attacking you right now for entering into heaven.
Three. It's like in three. It's like three. You want? It's like three. You know what's going. You know what's going to happen now.
So, but Wukong was like, I know, and I'm ready. So their battle. How can I say this? It caused all the pantheons to basically like be fearful of their lives, bro.
Because they knew there was a battle between Wukong and Buddha, bro.
Again, yes, but this time it was much more ferocious.
They're wondering, like, is there going to be? It's like they're wondering, is Wukong going to win? Or is he going to finally die?
And I would say, what do you call it? Buddha managed to seal him in a seal that nothing can break it except Buddha himself.
Nothing is. I'll say this. There is actually one. Actually, no, I'll say this seal has one way of getting out. Death.
Yep. It's either Buddha lets you out, or you die.
Which I'd say this man is Sun Wukong's injured and one of he was getting sealed. But I say this man is like, I'm not leaving Xavier with nothing.
So he basically hopes to he prays for the first time, like and he basically, how can I say this? How can he basically pass like I would say Buddha himself noticed like Wukong's powers is faded.
And it's going far away, very far.
And Buddha's like, what did you do?
Wukong laughs like, I may die, but the sun, but the title of
But the legend will stay alive.
Yep, forever.
Yep.
And Wukong died, to Buddha shock, he died.
Yep. And I would say Xavier basically he would be sitting on the he would be sitting like on the floor, crisscross applesauce, with him holding the paper in both of his hands, trying to understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Until the paper started glowing very brightly.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can say, he felt so much pain from he passed out immediately.
Mm.
From the amount of pain, like he could not even scream. The amount of pain he experienced, it's like, how can I say this? He experienced all of Wukong's pain from the Buddha fight.
Yeah, so I say this man Xavier wakes up in a plane and he sees Wukong.
And then like, how can I say this? He's like, Wukong, or he's like, father. He's like, he basically says Wukong, and then Wukong basically looks at him. He's like, what do you call it? He basically looks at him sad, and Xavier looks at him. He's like, "What's wrong?"
It's like,
And then he's like, "My time has come. My time has come, Xavier."
it's like
I
I am dead.
And Xavier looks wide-eyed, like the amount of shock in his face is like, "What?
You're like,
How,
you can't die.
how are you dead?
You
You
can't
can't
die.
dead. You can't be dead."
It's like, I am dead. It's like it's like but it's like, but you have all my power now.
And then Xavier looks so shocked. He's like, "What?" He's like, yeah, even though, yeah, you're not gonna get all the powers immediately.
It's like, but
You're gonna have to train for them.
train, but
Uh,
also the powers are in the seal, by the way, Xavier's seal.
yep. So he's like, what do you call it? The seal has now become one with your heart. Meaning, the more powers you unlock, the more of my immortality you will get.
Yeah, and I say if Wukong hugs Xavier, he's like, take care, son.
And then basically Xavier has like, from the amount of shock, he couldn't hug back. And when he hugged back, Wukong turned to particles.
Bro, the tears, bro.
Yep. And I would say Xavier, how can I say this? For the second time, a person he cared for a lot, or a parent, died because he was too weak to do anything.
And again, he awakened to power again. This time, permanently.
Yeah, I would say from the amount of grief, like, how can I say this? He awakened the power, and what do you call it? He looked at himself, and he saw like his hair, which was originally red, was now half purple and half red. And his eyes, inverted color. The purple hair had a red eye, and the red hair had a purple eye.
Yeah, and he sees like this, and bro, this man is just, he says, I need to get, it's like, I need to get stronger. I need to get out of this plane of existence.
So he basically, what do you call it? He tried getting out of the plane of existence, but he couldn't do anything.
But at which you realize is there's only one way to get out of there: is fight your way out.
So he tried finding his way out, but he could not. But it was too strong. So I would say for the next 1,000 years within the mindscape, he trained and trained and trained and trained continuously until he was able to break out of the plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say when he woke up, Wukong's mansion, which was once lavish, luxurious and out of this world, was now filled with moss. It was destroyed. It was nearly destroyed. It was so much time passed, and like, how can I say this? It looks unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Wukong's army, which was always surrounding the palace, was now nothing more than statues. Because, listen to this, they made themselves into they basically how can I say this? They put cement on themselves and turned themselves into statues to ever prove their loyalty to Sun Wukong. Like, you know how Sun Tzu, like, or not Sun Tzu, like one of the Chinese emperors had like an entire army just made out of stone.
Yes.
It's something like that, but surrounding the palace, and they're actual like corpses inside.
Damn.
So I would say, like, Xavier looked at himself, and he basically realized he has grown so much stronger than before, way stronger.
Because when he was in that plane of existence, that he was actually in that plane. His physical body was in there.
Yep. And I would say, like, how can I say this? Xavier, basically, how can I say this? He is now like 25% of Wukong because he spent 1,000 years just constantly training.
Which is crazy.
And by the way, if you're saying, oh, like the DXD verse isn't like that old, it is. We're making it that old.
It's actually it's actually very old. They just modernized it a lot, bro.
Yep. So I would say, like, how can I say this? Xavier, okay, he basically has the Wukong teleportation, and and he basically wants to like grow more stronger. And what better way to do that than to go to hop to different dimensions
Which is
and basically learn from like other dimensions.
which he starts doing.
Yep. And I would say, like, over the course, and I would say over like the course of like another 50 years, he went like to many universes, like the Invincible universe, Marvel, DC, and everything. But the one that stuck to him the most was Marvel.
Yeah, which again, Invisible One, you don't get strong. You won't get that strong. DC, oh yeah, you won't get strong, bro.
Yeah, DC, sure, yeah, but he basically like he wanted to stick to one universe,
But Marvel's where like
which is Marvel.
yeah, it's like, which Marvel has the most changes.
And you want to guess why it's Marvel?
Why?
He met the love of his life in that dimension.
That and there are so many different freaking multiverses of in Marvel's crazy.
Yep. So I would say, like, what do you call it? He would basically be living his life while training constantly with a person you all may know named Galactia.
Yep, and if y'all don't know, I have the pictures right here. I'm showing you right now.
Yep, she basically is the daughter of Galactus and the one in Marvel Rivals. That says like 30 seconds, and basically like, oh no, they captured the point. Like she's the narrator.
Lily's the narrator, bro.
So I would say, like, how can I say this? Xavier, okay, like he basically would hop from dimension to dimension, like back from his dimension to the Marvel and such, and he would bring Galacta with him. And I would say, like, one day, okay, Galactia was informed that Galactus was coming to consume Earth.
And at this point, Xavier is her hailed. By the way,
what?
I say this. Every Galactus has a hailed. Galactus is hailed. Basically, I forgot to say it.
Isn't it Silver Surfer?
No. Silver Surfer is a Galactus. Galactus is held. I'm talking about Galactia.
Oh, so Galactia's herald is Xavier, and she gave him power cosmic.
Yes.
All right. So I would say, like, when she heard about Galactus coming, she knew Galactus was so strong. It would take Xavier could do nothing, because she knew one thing that barely anyone knew. Galactus has a true form that could rival. What do you call it? That could make him deal damage to the Beyonder.
Damn.
Imagine that.
Also, I'm playing a second ship that actually will fit in the story. You will not guess who it is.
I was thinking one of the Pantheons, no?
No, bro. I got a better one.
Who is it?
Oh my god, you'll be shocked. Continue the story. You I'll play it in chat. You'll be shocked.
All right. So I would say she basically told Xavier to stay in his dimension and to not leave. And he basically looked at her shocked. She's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Just do it." She basically was dead serious. And Xavier hated that he was still so weak he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, but
I
say Galactica doesn't think he's weak. He literally tells him that. She can see in his face what he's thinking.
She's like, "You're not weak. It's just my father is one of the strongest beings in the multiverse." And then she basically looks at him and she's like, "Hey, when I come back, how about we do something together?"
Hey.
And then he basically looks at her with a smile, is like, "Sure thing."
Hey.
So Galactia basically, how can I say this? She kissed him one last time, and what do you call it? She's like, "I'll see you soon." So she basically, what do you call it? Wanda?
Yes.
Okay. I see the vision. I see the vision. Okay. So I would say that she basically would go back to. She basically would ask Xavier to teleport her back to her dimension, and she would go back to the Marvel dimension, and she would face Galactus
with all the Marvel heroes.
And yep. And the thing is, Galactus and Galactia, because of her training with Xavier, she basically is able to match him. She's stronger than him in his normal form.
Mm-hmm.
But when Galactus went true form, nothing is standing in his way.
Yep.
So I would say Galactus, okay, has an ability, or two abilities, that make him so dangerous in his true form.
Actually, one ability, and two, and he has a freaking weapon.
Yeah. The nullifier is a weapon?
Yes, the nullifier is a damn object. It's a weapon.
Okay. So, he basically has the power called absolute destruction, where he basically can erase something from existence. It's like Hakai, but imagine on a much larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the nullifier.
Yep, that works on anyone.
Yep. So he basically, what do you call it? Used both. Used both the weapon and the absolute destruction, and basically erased Galactia from existence.
And I was wondering, why didn't Galactia dodge? If she dodged, everything would be
Earth
gone.
would be destroyed.
Yep.
So, but wouldn't Galactus be able to eat Earth then?
Oh no, we have someone that always stops Galactus to save the day, which is Reed Richards.
I was gonna think you said Spider-Man, but okay. Spider-Man stops Galactus.
Hey, I'd say Spider-Man can with prep time, but nah.
But anyway, Reed Richards?
Yes, because he took the ultimate nullifier. That's basically how he did it.
That's how he stopped him in the comics?
Yes, because he took the ultimate nullifier and he threatened to use it on Galactus, but this time he actually used it.
Yeah, because he killed Galactia. Mm-hmm. And I would say the nullifier basically, because Galactus was in his true form, it basically knocked him out of his true form and sent him like many light years away, like bajillions of light years away.
Oh wait, no, his true form is gone. I say his true form is nullified, gone from existence.
Yeah, his true form is gone. So if he wants it back, he's gonna have to train again.
Which that pissed him off. That's what take him to.
Yep. But I would say, who would break the news to him? Would you like go to the dimension because you couldn't handle it anymore?
Yes, I say yes. He will go to the dimension. He will go to the dimension. Ask the heroes what happened.
Yep. So I would say like a day passes, then 2 days, then 4 days, then a week, and he couldn't handle it anymore, and he basically teleported to the dimension. And when he teleported, he basically all he saw was like, rest in peace, Galactia, you will be missed. You're a hero of Earth.
And I say this Silver Surfer's like, this is when Silver Surfer appears, he's just like, you must be Xavier.
And then I would say Xavier, he was, because it was all over the news, like because she protected Earth.
Yep.
And I would say he basically like he was in deep shock. He didn't even see Silver Surfer. He didn't even hear him. He didn't even acknowledge his existence. Basically Xavier just he was in such shock he fell on his knees from the shock and dropped the Wukong staff.
Yeah.
And I would say Silver Surfer basically, how can I say this? Looks at him with pity. He's like, I'll give you some time to grieve. And then he basically leaves them alone. And basically, how can I say this? Xavier, ever since then, okay, he does not feel any emotion. All he does is basically drink, mope around, and basically like he basically drinks and trains. That's all he does. He drinks beer and trains. He doesn't even eat anymore.
Drink trains and stops bad guys.
More like kills them.
Yeah, kills. That's what I mean by stop. I mean kill.
Yep. And I would say, like, how can I say this? A lot of people are afraid of going. Like, imagine how Superman was in Injustice. It's like that, but on a much worse scale.
It's not on a worse scale because he's not killing innocent people.
He's not. I mean, like, not to the point he's killing innocent people. No, I mean like a worse scale, like mental wise. Like he basically lost almost all of his emotions.
Oh yeah, so basically, man's like a robot, which Yeah, he did like the event, like all the hero groups are scared. It's like they're scared of him. The villains, like bro, they really had to be smart or die.
Yep, and I would say, like, all he does is just train constantly to the point that how can I say this? You know how long it took him to train to get out of the realm?
Yeah,
Basically, it took him so much short. It took him 1,000 years to get to 25%. Okay, of Wukong's power. Now he's at 75% in 2 years.
which is 75%, and plus with also that seal with his 100% power. This man can use 75% of that too. By the way, which is crazy.
Yep, and I would say, how can I say this? Uh, he basically wouldn't even get drunk. But I would say, like when he was about to get another beer, someone kicked it out of his hand.
Yeah, man, this one I was like, he's like, I finally found you.
And then he basically looks and sees Azazel. And then he's like, what do you want?
Keyword is DXD, Zazel, by the way.
Yep. And then Azazel's like, I'm getting your life, I'm getting your shit back together.
Man, man, it's like, man, Xavier just like, leave me alone.
And then Azazel's like, what if I could tell you that you can bring your wife back?
It's like, which pisses him off.
He's like, there's no bringing her back. She's been erased from existence. And if you're telling me, oh, Michael can bring her back, he can't do jack shit.
Yeah, there's
So,
there's no way. There's no way. Well, it's which of course I would say Lilith and Galacti wouldn't want you to see you like this.
and then he basically is like, don't you dare bring up their names.
It's like why? Because you know I'm right.
And then he's like, shut up. And then he basically grabs him by the throat. He's like, one more word out of you and I'll kill you where you stand.
And this someone they just like you're better than this. It's like think better than this. You. It's like this is not what Wukong trained you to be.
Like that guy, he's like, that guy's dead for a reason. And then he throws his ears like, show your face in front of me again, and I'll make you regret it.
He's like I'm not leaving you.
And then he's like, you have 5 seconds to leave my sight, or I'll kill you right now. And then Azazel basically stands firm, and Xavier basically is holding out like what do you call it? The power of destruction in his hand is like 5, 4, and then basically he charges up even more. He's like 3, 2, and then he basically charges it up like all the way through, and he's about to launch it. And then Azazel basically, what would Azazel do here?
I said Azazel like literally hugs him. Like literally, like bro.
And then, and I would say, what do you call it? Xavier basically stops the power of destruction in his hand, and basically just breaks down crying in his shoulder.
Just keeps saying I missed him. I really missed him.
And then Azazel's like, I know. I know. Just let it all out.
Because this man
After that,
he did not grieve.
yep, all he's been doing was just drinking beer to try basically like black out and basically get drunk, but nothing was working. So I would say, how can I say this? Azazel basically, what do you call it? he's like, now let me tell you why I'm genuinely here. And then he basically shows him, like, what do you call it? A poster from the god realm that he managed to get his hands on.
That's in his dimension.
Yeah, from the high school DXD dimension. And then he basically shows him a tournament between gods. They will grant one wish to the victor.
Which Azazel tells him like there's like that one wish. That one wish could help you, but I'll tell you this: it will not bring anything. It will not bring Galactia back. There's a possibility about that, which he tells him that possibility, which Xavier understands that. He will definitely understand that.
Yeah, he's like, there's a possibility they could bring her back, and but there's a bigger possibility they can't.
Then, but the thing,
but what's wrong with the risk?
yeah, also that wish can help you with that wish can also help you in many ways.
And then Xavier basically nods, and then Azazel basically tells him, but as you are currently right now physically, basically because, how can I say this? Even though he has all that power, okay, health-wise, he's not doing too good.
Yeah.
Like he's grown from like being muscular and everything to being very skinny because he hasn't eaten and hasn't, like, how can I say this? He hasn't eaten at all. All he's been doing is drinking beer.
Yeah, so basically, I'll say this. I'll say this. Saves to advise him to eat, like, get your health together and train with people in this dimension. Because I'm not
And then basically, and then he's like, the tournament starts in approximately a year, in 6 months. So get your shit ready, and I will what do you call it? Get your shit ready before then.
Which I say this man went to one place he knows. He'll get stronger.
Reed Richards?
No, Asgard, bro. Asgard. Which I say this. Thor and the Hulk are there. Specifically.
Oh, okay. So I would say when he arrives there, he basically Thor and Hulk basically look at him in fear.
Yeah.
Especially Hulk, because the one time he basically, you know what he did to Loki? Hulk did to Loki? Fucking, what do you call it? He did that to Hulk.
The Hulk. And Hulk felt like he was going to die.
Yeah, so he basically comes to them, and I would say he bows, and he's like, I'm sorry for what I've done in the past, but I've come to ask you a favor.
Which Hulk and Thor understand, because I'm not gonna lie, Hulk can forgive anyone if who's not Banner.
Yep. So he basically tells them, what do you call it? I would say he tells them like he wants to get back in shape,
or better.
And he doesn't, or he wants to get better shape. And he basically asks them because he knows like they're the two best in that category.
Yep. And I say this Thor currently has the Odin Force, and he is the Old Father at this moment in time.
I bet. So I would say Thor basically looks at him. He's like, well, and what will we get in return?
Which, to which I'm not gonna lie, this man Xavier bestows Milner the power of the cosmic, which he can do.
He's like, I'll give your weapon over there something that will make it more powerful.
And also, he looks at Hulk and says, like, basically, as he looks at Hulk and he says, I can revive. It's like, I can revive your wife.
And then they basically look at each other, and then they basically nod, and they're like, "You've got yourself a deal."
Yep.
So for the next 6 months, basically training montage. They basically train him to the point like his body became that of Kratos. Not like exactly Kratos, but like imagine young Kratos.
Yeah, young Kratos without the marks and scars.
Yep. So, but like, here's the thing. What do you call it? He's a tiny bit leaner than young Kratos because he's more agile
Also, when I
than
see,
anything.
also yeah, the Wukong staff has the Odin Force now.
Yep. And what do you call it? How would you revive Hulk's wife?
Power Cosmic is very powerful, my boy. That's in the realm of possibilities. That's very much in the realm of possibilities.
Wait, can't he revive like the? Oh yeah, never mind. Because he absorbed his mom, and Wukong died by died by Buddha, and his wife died by. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I would say he revives his wife, and he basically does their deal, and he basically like leaves Asgard after that.
Which one? Thor and Hulk are forever friends with this man. Forever.
Yep. So I would say, what do you call it? He holds the pamphlet in his hands, and he basically he teleports to like what do you call it? To the place Azazel told him to meet him, so that he can teleport him there.
And also, after those months, he lost his serious personality, bro. He wanted to get better.
Yeah, he lost his serious personality, and he basically, how can I say this? He got a more. How can I say this? How can I explain this?
You said Spider-Man.
He is like Spider-Man. He's like Spider-Man, but more demented.
That's what you said.
Yep. So, I would say when they Azazel basically looked at him, he's like, now that I can now the true Xavier is back.
Which also when he sees the staff, he says his Odin's power, and it's like, what the fuck?
And then he's like, you like it? I had to fuck Thor for this.
Bro,
and then Azazel's like, what?
God, bro, no, he laughs because he gets it. Azazel will get the joke.
So, all right. So I must say, like Azazel basically is like, what do you call it? I like this you better than 6 months ago you. So so I would say he's like now let's get down to business. Get ready so I can teleport you to the registration area.
Mm-hmm. So he
basically. Yeah, I would say, what do you call it? Aziz was like, what do you call it? I'm gonna open the portal for you because I can't walk into the god realm without, what do you call it? I can't walk into that specific god realm where the tournament is being held unless I'm a spectator, where after it begins.
So and of course this man Azazel bet it all on Xavier, bro.
Yep. So he basically tells him, what do you call it? Go give him hell. And basically, what do you call it? Xavier just runs through the portal like a little kid. And when he arrives at the other end, he's like, whoa, this looks so sick. And then he basically looks at all the gods. He basically looks at, like, some of them having, like, cool weapons. One of them has a cross on his back. The other one has, what do you call it? The other one has a lightning rod. The other one has a fire sword.
Damn.
It was exciting. And then he basically, what do you call it? But he didn't want to get sidetracked, so he basically ran towards the registration. And then they were like, name, and he's like, what do you call it? He's like, what do you call it?
Galactiver.
Galactiver.
The god of
Galactiver. Yep, and then they basically, I would say, the registration, the registration guy, he looks at him. He's like, really?
Like,
And then he's like, yes, really. What do you take me for? And then he basically puffs up his cheeks and pouting, like basically acting like a kid. And then the guy basically is like, whatever. And then he basically signs him in. And he's like, next. And then
No.
Xavier basically
No.
is now signed in.
It's like no. It's like sign in. It's like wait, we gotta check if you're actually God.
Hmm?
Remember, you can't. Remember, you have to check if he's actually a God, bro. You literally said that. You literally said that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So he basically is like, now I have to. He basically checks on his blood, or no, I would say like he basically just like, just place your hand on the pearl here, and we'll see if you're a god or not. Like he just gives them a tick mark or an X.
Yeah, so of course. So this man puts it in the crystal bowl. That bowl shatters. It shattered.
No, I would say just give him a tick mark because what do you call it? Or no,
Wukong's power.
no, I would say just give a tick mark.
Really?
It just give a tick mark.
Alright.
It doesn't shatter.
Okay, your straight tick mark is like, alright, you're good.
Yep, and then he basically walks past, and then Xavier's like, yeah, what do you call it? If I put, even if a tiny bit more of my power would have shattered. I don't want to. I don't want to be look too suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically, what do you call it? Looks at like when he enters, like I would say when he enters, he basically gets greeted by like, what do you call it? Two maids, and they're like, welcome, welcome, Mr. God. We'll take you to your room so that you can wait for your fight.
Mm.
And basically, they take him to his room, and basically, his room is just basically like a luxurious room that is fit for a god.
Mm.
And then Xavier basically looks around like with sparkling eyes, and then he basically just jumps around and hangs basically like with one of his legs on the ceiling, basically while looking at everything with starry eyes. Like, this is so cool.
I say this. This man puts a picture in his room. This picture, one is him with his mother as a kid. The other one is with him and Galactia.
Yep. And I would say when he looks at them, he's like, "I'll see." He's like, "I hope I'll see you soon, Galactia."
Hmm.
And then he basically kisses the photo, and then he basically, what do you call it? Then I would say he would bring out, like, because of sheer boredom, because he knows he's going to be waiting a while. He basically brings out, what do you call it? A toy Buddha and a toy Wukong, and he so basically starts with like play fighting with them. But what I mean play fighting, I mean like he uses magic for them to actually start fighting in front of him.
Which is cool.
He basically just watches that fight, and then I would say the first fight, like as soon as he began with the toys, what do you call, I would say one of the maids came in, and she's like, Sir God, your fight is up.
And then when she sees,
And he's like, what, already?
ready, and then she sees like the shockwaves coming from the toys. Like, what the heck?
And then she's like, isn't he supposed to be the god of puns? And then she basically just shakes it off. She's like, she shakes it off. She's like, maybe it's one of the toys that Fastest made.
Which no, it's not.
Or is this? Yep. So she basically is like, come this way, and then she basically leads them to like the exit. She's like, towards the arena, and she's like, good luck. She's like, good luck, because you're gonna need it. And then she basically leaves.
It's like, no, this man said I don't need
And
luck.
then
No, this man said I don't need luck. I got skill.
No, he's like, I don't need luck. He's like, I don't need luck. Luck needs me, because I am the great Galactiver.
Damn, this man.
So I would say Heimdall basically is like, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, gods, gods and mythical creatures alike. Today will be. I am happy to be your announcer for the battle for the lower gods tournament.
Mm.
So we shall begin round 1 shortly. And I would say, what do you call it? Shiva basically is placing bets with a lot of people. They're like, who's gonna win? What do you call it? Because he was setting it up, basically on who's gonna win. So the Heimdall shortly is like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, on the right side, we have a person who has barely seen defeat, a person who is so strong that he's recognized by Lord Shiva himself, a person that can control lightning and thunder. He is from the Indian pantheon. His name is Indra. And basically, Indra just he teleports basically with lightning and smoke coming from his hand. And he's like, let's just get this over with. Because, and basically, I would say a lot of fangirls, they basically scream because Indra is Indra.
Yeah, but Xavier is hitting on him. Because he's DXD, is perfect.
Yep, and then I would say Xavier basically, what do you call it? Looks at the entrance with starry eyes. Is like, whoa, that's so cool. I gotta make an entrance like that.
Bro.
I think basically is like,
I gotta say this.
what can I do?
I gotta say this. In the back of his mind, he's like, he's strong.
Yeah, and then basically he's like, I know what my entrance is gonna be. So he basically, what do you call it? I'd say Heimdall then is like, in the left corner, we have a god that we have never heard of before, but he has recently entered into the tournament. He is he is presumably one of the funniest people on the planet. He is, or in the universe, he is, what do you call it? A Galactiver, the god of puns.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I say this. He did. I say, what's the best Marvel Rivals entrance ever? That's questions.
No, no, not Marvel Rivals entrance. You know what I'll say?
What?
I'll say all they hear is just drums, and they're confused because nobody's beating drums anywhere. But then you just see like an entire like a lot of animals or a lot of monkeys just come out of the gate, and they basically what do you call it? They just start drumming, basically. And yeah, or how can I explain this in a good way? You know Wukong's battle theme?
Mm-hmm.
They just do that, and one person just walks out. Okay, what do you call it? He doesn't walk out with Wukong's stuff. He goes barehanded.
Damn.
Because so he basically walks out barehanded, and what do you call it? And basically, how can I say this? Let me get a picture of how Xavier's battle armor would look like. Hold on. It's something like this. It is something like this, but instead of it being gold, like the one arm is red, the other arm is purple, and what do you call it? The middle piece is gold. but he doesn't have like the thing on top like what Wukong has, and he doesn't have the staff. Basically, he has Wukong's attire, but he just doesn't. He just made it his own.
Actually,
If you understand what
she
it is.
made me realize like that looks like Wukong.
And then what do you call it? The others are starting to say, why does he look like Wukong? But then they're like, he must be a fan of him or something. And then basically, how can I say this? I would say when and I would say Heimdall basically like, are both the fighters ready? And then I would say, what do you call it? They both nod. And then what do you call it? Heimdall's like, and let the battle begin. So I would say Indra basically would take a puff of smoke, and he's like, and he basically, what do you call it? He basically when he breathes out the smoke, what do you call it? The smoke just shoots many lightning bolts at him.
Damn.
So I would say, you know what I'm thinking he does.
What?
I would say he accidentally sneezes, and the sneeze basically sends the lightning bolts like into the sky.
And Indra's like, wait, what?
And then he's like, "Oh, my nose." Hold on, give me a second. So I would say Indra's shocked. Is like, what? And
Nah.
what do you call it? He's like, and Xavier's like, "Oh, my nose. Sorry about that." And then he's like, "What do you call it? Where were we? Oh yeah." And then he basically is like, "What do you call it? What would Spider-Man say in this situation? Because he's like Spider-Man."
This man's like, aye, Sparky, let's go.
And then what do you call it? Shiva. I would say Shiva basically. What do you call it? Cringed a little bit. Is like Sparky. What type of nickname is that?
He's like, that was, it was your little sparkle trick over there.
So I would say Indra basically. What do you call it? Basically teleports behind him in the speed of lightning, and he goes to punch him. Okay.
Speed of lightning.
But all I'll say.
Speed of lightning. That's slow.
I know. He's testing him.
Yeah.
So, what do you call it? Xavier basically, what do you call it? He's like he sneezes again, but when he sneezes again, he backflips and his legs basically just send Indra into the sky. Or no, he front flips. Sorry, because of how strong the sneeze is.
Damn.
And he's like, "Oh, my nose." He's like, "Wait, where's Sparky?" And then he just looks up. He's like, "What are you doing up there?" He's like, "Wait, don't tell me you're having a party up there without me." And then he basically jumps all the way up there. He's like, "You're no fun. You're not. What do you call it? You're not having a party with. You're having a party without me."
I thought Xavier's just in the stands laughing because this is a troll. This is a troll at work, bro.
And I would say, what do you call it? Indra basically has a look of shock. He's like, I didn't even see his legs move up like that.
And also, this is live event, by the way.
What happened?
This is live in the supernatural world, by the way.
Yep. And I would say Xavier basically tells Indra, he's like, what do you call it? You have one chance to apologize for not inviting me to the party. And then Indra's like, what party are you talking about? He's like, say you're sorry. And then Indra basically looks at him. He's like, why would I be sorry for something I didn't do?
Nah, bro. I know Indra was pissed. Cause, bro, this is the guy who bought sheep. He's getting trolled. Nah, bro.
And then, what do you call it? He's like, well, you go bye-bye. And then all I'll say is that he basically kicks him to the ground, and then he teleports down there. And you know what Goku did to Nappa?
Mm-hmm.
He did that.
He teleports to...
He broke Indra's back.
And threw him to the side like he was trash. Oh, Indra can't move.
Yeah, and then, you know what I'll say he does?
What?
He basically kicks his side. He's like, get up. And then he basically kicks him. He keeps kicking. He's like, get up. You're supposed to be strong. Get up.
Man, Indra's like, I can't get up. I can't.
And he's like, let me help you with that. So he basically, how can I say this? He grabs him by the hair, lifts him up. Indra's way taller than Xavier. Okay, he grabs him by the hair, lifts him up. Okay, and he basically, what do you call it? He kicks him to the wall of the Indian pantheon. And I would say, like, Shiva's shocked. He's like, he's making a mockery out of Indra. Yeah, and then all he hears is like, I know, right? This shit's hilarious. And then Shiva just sees, like, what do you call it? He just sees where Xavier just is Xavier just is sitting next to him.
Bro. That's like, and this man, she was like, what the, how do you get it?
And then, what do you call it? And I would say Shiva blinked, and all he sees is just Indra in the middle, with Xavier just sitting on top of him.
Bro.
And then and I would say, he looks at Heimdall. He's like, call the match already. Yeah, he's boring. Call the match already.
Bro, this man, I say this. Heimdall called the match while laughing, bro.
And I would say, what do you call it? It ended in less than a minute. 30 seconds, the match ended.
Bro, I would say this as Ace got a lot of money from that.
Yep. So, the first round was over, and the gods are in shock. Mostly the Indians. Because, how can I say this? Indra was expected to at least go to the semifinals because he's that strong.
Damn.
So, I would say, like, when he comes back, the maid that was watching the fight, she was shocked to her core, because the same guy that was acting like a child made a mockery out of Indra.
This is what we call don't touch a book by its cover. Do not.
And then he basically looks at them and he's like, is there any food?
Bitch to me, not.
And then she basically is like, follow me. And then he basically follows her while, what do you call it? How can I say this? Well, I would say he summoned, you know those spirit animals in Fortnite, right?
Yes.
Or those spirits, like the leaf spirit, the water spirit. Yeah, he summoned like the leaf spirit, and he basically, what do you call it, started running around with it, basically chasing after it while following the maid.
Yeah.
And then the maid basically, her eye twitched. She's like, how is a person this strong, this childish? So I would say, we go now to the Indian pantheon. and basically, how can I say this? Shiva was angered because he didn't expect what do you call it? Indra to be this humiliated.
That's an L, bro. L.
Yep. So I would say, what do you call it? Zeus was intrigued. He would be like, finally, a person who has my sense of humor.
Then.
And Ares would basically ask Hermes is like, how was he? What did he? What was that? And then Hermes is like, it's quite simple, brother. He used he's known as the god of puns, is he not? So the more the people laugh, the stronger that he'll become.
This is when Shiva said that's a false title.
And then they both look at him. They're like, "What do you mean false title?"
That it was like he has the power of life and destruction, life and death.
He's like, no. He's like, I sense the power of nature. I sense he has such strong power, like that isn't fit for his title.
Wait.
And then they basically both look at him. They're like, "What do?" They basically both look at him. They're like, "What? What do you mean? Like not fit for his title?" He's like, "You'll see it soon." What I saw. That shouldn't be a person. That shouldn't be a god of jokes power.
And his eyes. He's like, he may be telling jokes. But his eyes says it all.
Yep. So they basically, they're like, I guess we'll just have to see in the next round when he fights. So I'll say, while the fights are going on.
Wait. Guess who's the next fight is?
What's the next fight?
You know Morgan, right?
Who?
Morgan. I forgot.
Morgan.
Wait, see, he was in the tournament. I forgot what.
What Morgan?
He's the clinic goddess. It's a goddess. It's a goddess of war and fate.
Goddess of what?
Goddess of war and fate.
Oh, you want to? But we're making him fight lower gods.
That is a lower god. It's in the war. This is in the bracket, bro. I'm not joking.
All right.
Like, you want to look at the bracket?
All right. Do you have a picture of her? If she's in Record of Ragnarok, right?
Yes. I will get the picture.
All right.
I'll get the picture.
All right. So I don't understand like her power fully. But all I'll think is that she's like very strong.
Okay, I'm trying to spell the name right so I can get the picture.
All right, let's keep her fight until like a little bit, like the next bracket.
Hey, bro, do some scenes, bro. Just do some scenes with Xavier, just joking around, just chilling.
All right. So I'll say, with Xavier, basically, what he'll be doing, right, like between watching the other fights, like with the other gods, he basically would be uninterested. Like he saw like what do you call Prometheus. He saw what do you call it? Many other gods that are insignificant in his opinion. He saw, but there was one thing that intrigued him. What do you call it? The person from the pantheon, if he chooses to, can call a person from his own pantheon to fight instead of him, like a major god. But they can only do this for one round.
That's crazy.
Like, it was a new rule that was instated in the second round.
What the hell?
And guess why did they put this rule? Xavier.
Really? They're not scared.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. Because the other gods want to test his power. They want to see how strong he really is. Like the major gods.
Really? Bro. It's like y'all breaking the rules of the derby.
Or is that a bad rule?
That's a bad super rule for the tournament, bro. It's like it's called fight with your own strength. That's what the tournament's for. That's basically downplaying
All right.
God, bro.
All right, never mind then. Never mind. So I'll say, what do you call it? The next fight.
Also, here's a picture of it.
Basically.
The picture.
All right, let me see.
I don't see if it loads in. There it goes.
All right then.
Man's Mori gone.
All right. What are her powers exactly?
I mean, I may go to the wiki again because I just left the wiki to get the picture.
All right. Let me just go. Morrigan.
Make sure to put Record of Ragnarok.
Yeah, Record of Ragnarok. Yeah, there we go.
Godly strength, godly speed, godly stamina, endurance, master combatant, semi immortality, divine physiology, menacing aura.
So basically, she's one of the strongest gods, bro. What do you mean?
Yes, and she's in the damn tournament, bro.
Like in the actual Record of Ragnarok itself?
No, in the Gods Apocalypse tournament bracket, bro. I'm not joking.
Okay.
Indra faced her.
So I'll say
she fought Indra, bro, in the second round, bro.
Okay. So I'll say because Xavier High, he's gonna fight her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just make up powers for her because she's the goddess of war and fate, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll say she basically, I'll say until like all the other fights, basically, they go as canon, except like Wukong. Wukong isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say like while Wukong, or not Wukong, Xavier was like while he was waiting for his turn, like someone came to his door and just blew it up.
Yeah.
Guess who it was? It was Morrigan.
Damn.
And I would say, like, he basically looked at his door. He's like, "Who blew up the damn door?" And then he just sees like Morrigan just staring at him dead in the eyes. And then you know what he does?
What?
He just gets the door and just fixes it in front of her face. He's like, "There, all good." And then she basically breaks it down. She's like, she basically is like, what do you call it? You worm. How dare you treat me like this? And then he's like, how dare you treat my door like this? Look at what you've done to it. Like, honestly, you could have just knocked her in something. What did you really have to break my damn door down? And then she basically is like, what do you call it? I don't care. I don't care what you think. What I care about is fighting you. So we're gonna fight right here, right now.
It's like, is it even our turn to fight yet?
Yeah, she's like, I don't care. I'm here to see if you're worthy of fighting at my full power or not.
So I say that she goes to attack this man. This man is just this man's weaving while eating food.
Yeah, I'll say he basically. How can I say this? She's punching him, but not at full power. She's like punching him with like what, 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically was he was dodging with his eyes closed while eating food. He's like, you have to do better than that. And then she basically gets she gets irritated with his attitude, and then she basically charges at once like 50%, and he didn't expect it, so he got punched.
But it didn't hurt at all. You get hit
He's I would say, you know how Goku faked it when Mr. Satan punched him.
Yeah.
I would say she punched him. It knocked him all the way to the wall, and it broke like his room. Okay, she thinks she did something, but he's like, ow, 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 well, like dramatically just rolling on the ground or holding his nose.
Bro, she can tell that's fake.
And then she gets angry. She's like, stop fucking with me. And then he basically looks at her, and then he sticks his tongue out, and he's like, And then she basically gets irritated. And what do you call it? She basically, I would say, she uses the power. She basically, what do you call it? Calls upon. She basically brings out her sword, like the sword of war, and she goes to slash him with it. Okay. But you know what he does?
This man, he pulled the Goku.
No, she slashed him. Okay, like in her face, in her eyes, she basically slashed him, and he was cut in half. Okay, but then it went away. It was an after image, and then all she sees is basically him, like sitting on her shoulder. Is like, what are we looking at? And then she goes to, and then I would say, she goes to kick him again, or she basically tries to grab him. But all he does is basically like land in her, what do you call it? Or go on her other shoulder. He's like, you're cute. And then he basically, what do you call it? He's like, you want to go out sometime?
Oh my god.
And then she basically gets so mad. She was about to destroy the entire place. But then, what do you call it? Zeus came in between. He's like, both of you, stop it. You're fighting in the next bracket anyway.
This man, this is Xavier like, I'm not fighting nothing. I'm just having a good time.
He's like, I'm not. He's like, I'm just asking her out. And then Zeus basically is like, he basically looks at her. He's like, is that true?
Which she can't deny because she was literally doing it. He wasn't fighting. He was literally doing it.
Like, she begrudgingly says it's true. And then he's like, all right then. If I catch you two about going at it again, then you're both disqualified. And then he basically, what do you call it? Walks away.
Bro,
and then he basically,
the way he insinuated that.
Yep. So she basically, I would say she blushed, but she's also furious as fuck.
Xavier was laughing. He's laughing. This man movie laughing.
Yep. And then she basically, what do you call it? She's like, you're lucky that Zeus came in here, otherwise you're dead. And then he's like, I love you too. And
the blush gets deep.
Yep, and then she basically, what do you call it? She left the room before she would kill him. And I would say, like, she's saying, why am I acting like this? Towards him of all people. And what do you call it? He basically, I would say, is like, you know what? He just flops on the ground and just sleeps. Like, he doesn't even bother cleaning the room. So, I would say, it was now his turn to fight again. Like, after he fell asleep. And what do you call it? The maid came back into the room, and she saw the room was destroyed. She's like, "What the fuck happened in here?" Then she basically, which basically woke him up because of how loud she screamed. He's like, "Oh,
There was a break-in. There was a break-in.
what was her name again?"
Morgan
He's like, "Oh,
Morgan.
he's like, I sneezed too loud."
Damn.
And then she basically looked at him with an irritated face. She's like, "Then don't sneeze again."
Like, alright.
So she basically is like, "Come, it's now your turn to fight."
This man Xavier's like, alright, which he just immediately just fixes the room with a snap of a finger.
Yep. And then basically, what do you call it? The maid basically looked at the room in shock. He's like, "You're welcome, and I'm sorry for this." So the maid basically, she was also shocked that like how can I say this? He broke character and apologized, like in actual full seriousness.
Like the tone change. It's like the tone change. She realized like this man realized he's putting up in front.
Yep. And then she's like, "Who are you really, Galactifer?"
Man, it's like,
And then now we come into the arena, and he's like, "Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the fight you've all been waiting for. In the right corner, we have the goddess of war herself, the person who has slain more enemies than the world has ever seen. She's the one who caused all wars to happen within the human history. Any wars that happened was because of her. All fate of war happened because of her. She's the one. She is the only. Morgan." And just death metal music just comes in, and she basically, what do you call it? Jumps from the ground, and basically, how can I say this? It's, you know, Scorpion's like when he goes into like hell and comes out.
yep.
It's like that, but more intense.
Yep, and she did.
Yep. And then he's like, "In the left corner, we have an unexpected winner from the first round of the tournament. He has shown power unlike anybody has ever seen before. He is the Joker. He is the prankster. He is the one who is never serious. He is Galactifer." And he basically just comes out. What do you call it? This time instead of the animals and the drums and everything, you know what he does?
What?
Like he just walks into the arena just casually. But this time, guess what he has in his hand?
What? The staff?
What do you call it? Yeah, the staff.
Oh, like the armor and the staff, and then everyone's like, no way. No damn way.
And I would say, what do you call it? This time, he basically looks at Morgan. He's like, "You wanted me serious? Well, you got it."
Which, bro, the air just changed. The air changed.
Yep. And I would say she basically looked at him with this time surprisingly a grin. She's like, "Finally, you got rid of that fake attitude." And then he's like, "Oh, what? You didn't like me before?" She's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Well, bless me. Yeah, she actually did like it's weird.
Yep. And then he basically is like, what? He basically is like, what do you call it? "You're going to pay for what you did to my room." And then, what do you call it? Heimdall is like, "Are you both ready?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, before he can say begin, what do you call it? They both charge at each other.
Yep. All about
And
work.
I would say, how can I say this? What do you call it? Morgan went for a punch. All he did was just, what do you call it? Jump on her arm, and basically, what do you call it? He threw the staff into the air, and basically kicked her up into the air. And he kicked her up into the air with like a backflip from her hand because of the size difference.
Damn.
And the staff, while it was turning, it hit her in the head, and he basically kicked her again, like he did a wombo combo with himself. And all I'll say is that he basically appeared in the other side and basically kicked her back up into the staff, and the staff launched her back into the ground.
Bro, everyone's like, he's playing ping pong with her.
It's like, I'm just like, he's playing ping pong with the goddess of war herself. How will she respond? Is this over for her? But all we see is that she just gets up from the crater, basically with like a demonic smile on her face. She's like, now that is a real punch, unlike before.
Oh, he didn't even hit her.
I know. He didn't even hit her, but she actually like before, you know, when he basically was when dodging and shit. He basically, I would say, like what do you call it? She was excited that he's actually fighting instead of just dodging.
Mm.
And I would say, the thing about her is that the more excited in battle she gets, the stronger she is.
Yep, but that's a part of the problem. That's the same with Xavier at this point, because we all know Wukong is like the same damn way.
Yep. But he basically was just getting started. So she basically, what do you call it? She basically rushed at him with insane speeds, and she basically kicked him in the back. But the kick in the back, here's the thing that you have to understand. He let her kick her in the back. You want to know why?
Why?
Because he's using an old Chinese martial arts that Wukong knows. So, like, when she kicked him, he didn't go flying a lot. He basically was launched a little bit to the back, but he managed to a backflip midair and land on his feet.
Yeah.
But she kept going. Like, she kept going punch after punch, kick after kick, and she was basically being knocked around.
Or so everyone thought. It was like,
yep.
He's getting knocked
around. And Heimdall is like, he's getting knocked around. Galactiver is getting knocked around. Is this really who we thought would go was unstoppable?
But this is when.
And then basically,
everyone thought it was like.
And I would say, and I would say, what do you call it? Morgan is like, where did that power go? Huh? Where did that excitement go from you? Was that all just are you just a fraud?
Yeah,
and then he basically looks at her like with a creepy smile. He's like, I thank you for this, Morgan. I haven't been able to use this technique in a while. And then you know what he did?
What?
It's a Bucky move. If you know it, you know it.
Wait.
You know the move where you get punched and you basically absorb all the power and then punch it back twice as hard?
Oh, damn.
Or even harder than that?
Oh, damn.
I forgot what it was, but it's 5,000 years of Chinese martial arts.
Oh, it's old man. That was the thing that old man used against Yujiro. I remember.
Yep, that one.
Oh, damn.
So he basically, all we just see is like he seemingly teleported in front of her, and all he did, he didn't even punch her. Okay, it was the aura from the punch. It sent her, boom, to the wall.
Which everyone realized she did no damage.
Yep, and then he basically, how can I say this? All he did, he basically charged. Like how can I say this? He charged at her while yelling a bit, and he basically, you know what the rampage the old man did against Yujiro Hanma?
Mm-hmm.
Like the rampage of punches, he did that, but with the same level of punches he gave to her in the beginning. Like the one punch that sent her flying.
Wait, she's bleeding, by the way. She's bleeding profusely.
Yeah, but from that bleeding, all she's thinking about is him. Basically, like she's getting excited about the battle. And she basically, how can I explain this in a good way? She is getting horny. It's Hisoka. That is all gone type shit that's happening right now.
Crazy. Crazy. This is a Hisoka
So I would
situation
say,
steroids, but the thing is, like, she realizes her body's giving out.
yep. But you know what she did?
What?
Like the rampage stopped, okay, and he basically stepped back. He stepped back a little bit, or he stepped back a little bit, and he basically, what do you call it? She was engraved in the wall, and she was bloody all over. But then she got out of the wall. She started laughing, and what do you call it? She got out of the wall, and basically her open wounds healed. Okay, she's like, I finally I can go all out and not worry about and not have to worry about the god in front of me dying. Guess what she did?
What?
She's now using her fate powers with her full God of War powers.
Damn.
So basically, all I have to say is her transformation went from how she looks like this, and now imagine her basically, how can I say this, in a more revealing outfit, a little bit more revealing. But how can I say this? She grew 2 wings on her back. Because she's one of the sisters of fate.
I actually have a perfect picture for that.
All right, pull it up. I mean, I kind of like her old form better though.
True, but it's like, eh. Oh yeah, true. I agree, but it's just like, bro, it's just the outfit, bro. This thing out with a look, but with like with the outfit and the wings.
No. I would say she still have the same outfit as above. It's just the wings and the aura.
Alright, just wings. Let's take the wings from this picture. It's pretty much it. I am gonna delete this real quick because that's just for y'all to see. It's just the wings.
All right. So I will say, okay. He basically only see he basically for the first time he actually smiled, and he basically what do you call it? I'll say he recalled the staff, and he's like, "It's time to reveal who I really am." And then all I'll say is, what do you call it? He breathed in and out, okay, and all you could see, and basically his aura just is half nature, half destruction dragon behind him.
No, not only that. No, there's a third aura. There's a third aura which has Wukong's face in it.
Yep. And they basically all roared as he basically, how can I say his transformation? His hair basically is now glowing like 3 colors. One is red, one is yellow, the other is purple.
Mm-hmm.
And basically his armor. Let me pull up how his armor now looks like. Hold on. Where is it? Just okay, this one. Now he looks like this.
Damn. and everyone
Not
just
the
sees,
monkey, just that's his armor, basically.
so everyone just sees everyone just sees the armor Wukong.
Yup. And then, what do you call it? A lot of the people that are the believers in Wukong, they're like Wukong, Wukong, basically.
Which she was just like, so was like, wait, he's Sun Wukong now? Which literally technically, if you have the mental, you have the stats, you technically are Sun Wukong. You are now the new Sun Wukong, quite literally. That's literally how it works.
Yup. So he basically looks at her as like, and he basically just waves at her his hand and come at me motion.
Actually, no, you know be more aura, bro.
Mm.
He got the Nimbus cloud.
Yeah, I would say he has the Nimbus cloud. He stands on the Nimbus cloud now, and he basically tells her, "Come at me."
Which, bro, his man's ace is like, what the shit? Like
So
you.
all I'll say, Shiva, Zeus, and the others are shocked as fuck.
So
Because
they both can run at each other, bro. Staff and sword.
yup. So they basically start duking it out in the sky, and all I'll say is, what do you call it? Their battle is lasting for days.
Days. Everyone was just like, this is the best fight we've ever seen.
Yup. And how can I say this? Zeus is coming in his past. He's Zeusing it. He's Zeusing it.
Weird.
But how can I say this? Their battle is going on for days, and like nobody can, and they're not stopping. Like how can I say this? They're not like they're constantly just going at each other's throats.
Nope. Someone has a limit, which is Morgan, which she has semi-immortality, which is not actual immortality. Well, Xavier.
Yeah, she has semi-immortality, while Xavier has 3 of Wukong's 4, or no, he has 5 out of Wukong's 7 immortalities.
Which will mean Morgan's running out of juice. Finally.
Yep. And I would say, what do you call it? While in the heat of the battle, basically Morgan told him, like he's hers now.
Yeah.
Like basically she claimed over him as like her mate, basically you could say.
Which this man's just like, what the fuck's up with this one?
And I would say, like in the heat of the battle, basically they just keep on going, and he accepted in the heat of the battle because they're both heated up. They haven't fought like this in years, especially Xavier.
But one's going down, which I say is as I said, Morgan's bodies were is giving out, and she's realizing it.
Yep. So I would say he's like, you've given me the fight of my life, Morgan, but this is the end. As he transforms his staff into the giant staff, like he makes it in ginormous.
Yeah, but no, he ain't done yet. This man, let me show you the true power of this staff. The Odin Force.
Yup, Odin Force, giant staff, and basically he knocks her out.
I say Morgan for the first time is happy, truly happy.
Yeah, basically she's knocked out with a smile on her face. And the only reason why they haven't like destroyed the cosmos yet is because Zeus was actively protecting. Zeus and other gods were actively putting up a barrier while watching the fight.
And even then, everyone was just like, "Man, I wish I was in that fight."
Yep. So then Heimdall is like, after that exciting battle, one finally stands victor. and he is Galactimer.
Nah, this man finally reveals his true name. Man says, "My name is Xavier Gremory."
No, not Gremory. No, what do you call it? Xavier. What's his mother's name? Because he's not gonna take Gremory name.
Why? This is her name's just Lilith. I say, this man
Or Xavier. What? Xavier Kong.
Xavier Kong. Yep.
So, and basically, how can I say this? After the battle, he de-transformed, and basically he's like, what do you call it? He looks around and is like, what happened?
And we're like, oh, he's back.
And,
This guy is back.
and then he basically, while he's walking back, okay, he looks at Morgan and smiles, basically, and then he keeps walking away.
Mm.
Basically, and I would say, like, what do you call it? The maid, like, all the maids were watching the fight and shit, and they're now genuinely terrified of this man.
Yeah, they apologize for the inconvenience.
Yep. And basically, with the gods, they're all shocked beyond their core, because Wukong is back, and especially Buddha.
Man, just like,
Because remember, Buddha's in there.
yeah, Buddha's just like, he's back. That's like, damn. It's like, that monkey really surprised me this time. This time he's a lot stronger now.
And then basically, what do you call it? Zeus looks at, basically, I would say Zeus is like, I want to fight him next. I want to fight him next.
Zeus is like, if this is when she goes like, Zeus, you're not even in the tournament.
And he's like, I'm the father of the cosmos. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, she was just like,
But then, Shiva's like, what do you call it? You're just gonna ruin the tournament if you do that.
that's like,
You can fight him after the tournament.
man, nah, bro. I say this is, nah, bro. I say this. A person that from the regular Ragnarok series showed that wants to fight him. Guess who it is? Thor. The Ragnarok Thor.
Yep. So, I'm gonna say, like, while he's in his room, basically, like, letting the magical Buddha and the magical Wukong fight, okay, the door is broken down again.
Okay.
And I'll say, before he could even react...
No, never mind. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep talking.
What were you gonna say?
No. I know where you're going with it. So just keep going.
Okay, so before he could even react, he was pinned to the wall. And when he was pinned to the wall, he was kissed by Morgan. And he was shocked. And then basically Morgan is like, we're fucking right here, right now.
Which
and he's like, what?
Man, nah. Man, like, sure. Look it. It's been a while. Like, look, it's been a while.
What's been a while?
You know what I mean when he says, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. He basically is like, what do you call it? He basically was shocked, and then he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna do good. I haven't had sex in a long time.
Actually, I haven't even done anything close to that. Even then, he's actually wait.
So he basically looks at him.
Nah, never mind. Let's just say he didn't lose his touch. I won't say that.
Yep, and basically Morgan How can I say this? Like, what do you call it? She after the incident, okay, Morgan told him, what do you call it? So you know who you're gonna be fighting next.
It's like, I believe she says, he says Thor.
And then she basically nods. She's like, yeah, he managed to sneak himself into the tournament.
And it's just like, it's like, don't worry. It's like, don't worry, I got this. Which he's actually serious.
And then Morgan looks at him. She's like, what do you call it? You sound fucking hot when you speak all serious with me.
And he just gives her a genuine
And then,
smile.
yep. And I'll say he basically is like, what do you call it? Now, where was I? And then he basically was like, "Oh yeah," and then you're going to miss the best part. And then she basically sees like, what do you call it? The toys that he was watching. They basically were fighting like using dragons and how can I say this? Wukong, the Wukong toy had a dragon aura around him, and the Buddha was like, how can I say this? He was like a 12-foot tall statue, or 12 foot. He was 12 foot tall, and his arm was bringing it down on Wukong.
Which I'm not. Which I was not like Morgan's actually very impressed seeing that. Actually, she captivated. That's a whole fight, bro.
Like, you're like, you're doing this.
Like, yes.
He's like, this is better than watching those guys, those lame ass gods fight.
Which no, she knows. She definitely knows. I'm like, bro.
And then she's like, wait, does that mean you call? She basically looks at him with anger. She's like, that means you were watching this while in my fight, meaning you just called me lame, huh?
It's just like, well, that's me. I mean, I say, well, I'll say this: you were cut above the rest because plus you're holding back.
He's like, so your fight was boring.
Which, yeah, that's valid.
And then she's like, good save. She's like, good save because I was gonna beat you to death. And then he's like, try it. You won't even get anywhere near killing me.
Which she knows she's not.
Yep. So basically, I would say, like, what do you call it? While Xavier basically was, I would say there were Morgan basically stayed with him in this room because she was bored.
Actually, no. I say,
Plus, why?
I say this.
Hmm?
I'll say this. Rich man, I say they got to know each other.
Yeah, and I would say like while they were talking and stuff, Xavier basically contemplated if he should even continue fighting in the tournament because what do you call it? He found Morgan, and he doesn't need to what do you call it? Get the wish anymore.
But nah, bro. He keeps going because there's one thing that he needs
What does he need?
to make sure this does not happen again. This man is getting. This man is getting like a set of those peaches, of like peaches that give Sun Wukong immortality.
Oh, he wants the peach. That's the wish he wants.
But guess what? These are for two. These six for two sets of two people. You can guess who those two people are.
Him and Morgan.
He doesn't need
Then who?
Azazel and Morgan.
Bet. So I would say she basically asked her the question. She's like, what do you call it? She's like, if you were, she's like, when you win the tournament, what are you gonna wish for? And he's like, oh, simple. I'm gonna wish for the peaches that gave Wukong his immortality.
It's like, wait, why do you want that? It's like, it's not for me. It's for you. and one other person.
And then she basically, he's like, what do you call it? My wish changed, so to that, after meeting you. So, and then she basically looks at him and laughs. She's like, "You've got to be fucking with me, aren't you?"
Which she's not. He's not. Which he's so serious.
Yep. And then she basically looks at him. She's like, "I don't deserve this at all. Not especially after all the wars I've caused."
And it's just like we all make mistakes. I mean, we all have a past that we're not proud of.
Yeah, and then she basically sighs, and she's like, "I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say, but thank you." Like she has a genuine thankful face. Like all she's ever shown is like excitement, horniness, and concern, but she hasn't shown like genuine thankfulness ever.
Thankfulness is she's very happy. She has never felt this happiness in a very long time.
Yep. So I'm gonna say, like the what do you call it? One of the maids comes in, and she's like, "Xavier, your next fight is up."
Which he looks at Morgan, wish me luck.
And she's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna need it."
I love this dynamic. And
And then
bro, you
she's
know why I
like,
say
"Give
this?
it," and
You know
then
why
I
I
would
say
say, hmm,
somewhere outside of existence, someone was watching Xavier. Can you guess what it is?
"Oh."
Galactica.
Like, she knows like there's no way of getting out, and she's stuck there for eternity. But she's happy seeing like what do you call it? Xavier actually like enjoying his life.
And he's moving on, and he's actually doing good for himself. Which she knows like she rests peacefully, knowing that.
Yep. So now, what do you call it? It's time for the next fight.
Yep.
But you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Zeus.
Ooh.
Okay, it was supposed to be Thor, but then Heimdall is like, "Wait, what? You can't just change." Oh yes, I understand. He's like, "There has been a sudden change in the rules, or in the fighters. The previous Thor that was gonna fight has been switched to the one and only J KOG KOG King of Gods."
Which is Zeus. Which I'm not.
Yeah, and he has the same entrance as in the canon Record of Ragnarok, with Heimdall basically, or with Hermes like with the violin, and him dancing around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, he what do you call it? Xavier was wide-eyed. He's like, "What?" And I would say Morgan, who was like watching from, she basically was in the god stand. She was shocked as well, because Zeus is the one god nobody can beat.
But this is regular Ragnarok, not Marvel. I'm saying Marvel scales above regular Ragnarok. I'm sorry.
I mean, does the Marvel one can move at the speed like faster than time itself?
Yes, there are people that move faster than time itself. Yes.
No, not people. Zeus in Marvel. I don't think so.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I mean, he's the strongest version of him, but we're going like base comics. I don't think he can. Plus, this isn't Record of Ragnarok Zeus. This is like, we upped him, remember?
Well, we did up him, but again, this is Xavier talking about with Wukong powers and stuff. Like Black Myth Wukong stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say, basically, and then Heimdall is like, "No, and in the left corner, we have the one, the only, the son of Sun Wukong himself, Xavier!"
I'm saying this, bro. Everyone just sees like Eve's that Sukuna aura. I mean,
Yep. Like I would say, basically this time he enters in the same transformation, like when he was fighting what do you call it, Morgan, but this time he was riding on top of an elephant.
Which is fucking.
Yep. And he basically hops off and he basically looks at Zeus and he basically tells Zeus, what do you call it? I didn't expect to fight you at all. And the Zeus is like, what can I say? I'm an impatient man. And then basically, what do you call it? He's like, get ready, boy, because I'm not going to hold back against you.
Which he goes to his true form off rack. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, not off rep. He wants to test him first.
So he goes to that muscle form?
So he does the same thing with Adam. Yeah, he does the same with Adam. He's like left, right. Basically, like he throws jabs at him. And basically, he dodges all of them. And he basically goes for the axe kick. Or the godly kick.
Divine Axe. It's called Divine
Axe. And I would say, or divine axe, yeah. He goes for a divine axe. And I would say, what do you call it? You remember in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure when Jotaro went for a kick, but Dio kicked him and stopped his kick?
Mm-hmm.
He did that with Zeus.
So yeah, Zeus is getting countered, like perfect parry countered.
Yep. And then basically Zeus is like meteor jab. Basically throwing so many punches at him. Okay. And each punch was harder than the next.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you, they missed.
Yeah, he basically was dodging all of them. He's like predictable. That one I saw. That one is easy. That one is easier. That one is sloppy. And then he basically tells Zeus, he's like, what do you call it? I would say, you know what he does?
What?
I would say, during the time that him and Morgan have been together, like her rough attitude rubbed off on him a little bit. Like when they were fighting.
That's just
and when they were high.
Nah, this man said this.
He's like, you got.
I want to say this. This man said this. Take this seriously or die. And this man said one word. And you better know this word. Hakai.
I was thinking. No. You know what I was thinking?
What?
I was thinking he basically says, "You gotta be fucking with me."
Man.
And Zeus would basically look shocked and he'd be like, "What?" And he's like, well, "You're supposed to be the king of gods, the strongest there is. If this is the best that you can do, then I'm highly disappointed."
Yeah, but this is.
And and basically he would like pull out his hair while doing so.
You know what? The man said, you know what? This man used one technique, which is, let's say this. This man uses Hakai. I've heard.
He basically he says Hakai.
Which
and he basically sends it towards Zeus. But Zeus dodges it. But when he dodges it, he looks behind him and sees like the floor has been completely disintegrated.
Yep, and I was like, what? And then he gets smacked with a Hakai enhanced fist.
Yep, sending him flying towards the wall. Like how Adam basically when he kicked Zeus to the wall.
But not only. This man hit him in the face. It was that face punch that snapped his neck.
Damn. So then I would say, like, what do you call it? Heimdall basically would be shocked, so would everyone. And Heimdall would be like, and the winner, and then basically before he could say anything, like, he's like, it's not over yet. As he basically turns his neck around, and basically gets up, breathing a little bit heavily.
But I will say this: I'll say this: the injury that's on his cheek is not healing because he got cut, bro.
Yep. So basically, Heimdall's like, Zeus gets up. Oh, Zeus gets up. And then basically Zeus looks at Xavier with a smile. He's like, you know what, boy? I think you deserve to see this form after all. And then he basically goes into his Adamus form.
Which is, I'm not gonna lie, that actually is terrifying to see.
Yep.
Oh,
And with the Adamus form, here's where the Zeus's buffs comes in. After he transformed, everyone in the arena looked shocked, especially Morgan, or she looked more afraid for Xavier than anything.
yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Xavier didn't pull up all the stops either.
Yep. But so I would say here's where Zeus's buffs comes in. Zeus, in the Adamus form, pulls off the fist that is faster than time. Okay. Or the fist that it's called fist that goes.
No, that is the fist that
What
surpassed
is
time.
it? The fist that surpasses time, but it's much stronger because he's in the Adamus form. Nobody could see what happened, but all they see is just Zeus, okay, is back to where he was. And he has many cuts all over his body. And everybody was shocked, except a few people. Buddha, Buddha, Hermes, what do you call it? And Odin. They were able to keep up, so they saw what happened. And then Hamza is like, Zeus has got many cuts all over him. What has just happened within the what just happened? And everybody would basically, what do you call it? Ares would basically ask Hermes like, what just happened, brother? And then Hermes would be like, oh, it is quite simple. Let me explain to you what happened. So our father Zeus used the fist that surpasses time. However, what do you call it? Xavier managed to. Xavier basically saw the attack coming from a mile away, or he basically saw the attack coming, dodged it, and used the staff to cause many cuts all around his body. And then Ares was shocked. He's like, but how can a staff cause that many cuts? He's like, well, that is no ordinary staff, my dear brother. That staff is Wukong's staff. He can transform it into anything he wishes.
And also Zeus is on a time limit. By the way, he only 5 to 6 minutes.
Yep. So basically, what do you call it? Everyone cheered. Not everyone. I would say, like the gods who supported Wukong cheered, and Morgan also cheered. She's like, "Yeah, give him hell."
I say it is, bro. This also, if he beats Zeus, he wins the whole thing, bro. Because there's no one who wants to fight him after this.
Yep. But what about Buddha?
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Because you think he's really beating Buddha? Are we gonna be 100% sure? So nah. And we all know Buddha secretly loves humanity. So yeah.
So I must say, what do you call it? Zeus, basically, what do you call it? He's like, you're good. Much better than that other monkey.
Man says like, what did you just say? Which, bro, I say this. You know the crazy thing is?
What did you say?
No,
What's the crazy thing?
bro, this man awakened the Buddha eyes, but his Buddha eyes are different. One's green, the other, and one's red.
Damn.
I said, what's Buddha's reaction seeing those eyes?
Holy shit. Buddha would basically be shocked. He's like, he awakened the sixth sense.
Oh my god.
And basically, he would laugh, and basically be like, he'd be like, what do you call it? Way to go, you fucking monkey.
Mm-mm-mm. This sounds like Frieza.
So I would say, it's because Buddha called Wukong monkey. So why wouldn't he call his technical son monkey?
Anyways, I'm not gonna
So
lie.
I would say,
No, go ahead, bro. Keep talking.
So I would say, basically, what do you call it? Zeus would basically see the eyes. He'd be like, what do you call it? He'd be like, now this just got more interesting. As I would say, Zeus, then it would be like, well, you're not the only one who has tricks up his sleeve. As he basically then charged his entire body with electricity or thunder.
It's like, oh, you want to go thunder for thunder, alright. Then you know, his staff against the Olden Force again.
Yep, and Zeus basically, what do you call it? With Adamus, form, he also has a lightning sword, and he also has what do you call it? His body, what do you call it? Boosted by electricity.
They say this: who has the better thunder?
Zeus is like, we'll find out. As then they basically then charge each other, causing like a massive boom. And you know the Dragon Ball fights, like, you know how they're basically like invisible?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening. Like, you could hear them fight all around the arena. But they're invisible to the normal eye.
But
The only people who can keep up with them are Hermes, Morgan, Buddha, and Odin.
bro, I say this, but also Azazel's praying this man wins, bro. The money he gets will be crazy.
So, I would say, basically, what do you call it? He basically would look at, I would say, what do you call Morgan would stand up, basically. Like, a lot of the gods would stand up, basically, in respect.
Bro, I'm not
Because nobody can can match Zeus ever with him going this full power.
also,
And here you have, what do you call it, Xavier doing it. So everyone just stood in respect.
not only that. You know what they did?
Mm.
They pulled up Broly and Gogeta. They broke the dimension.
They broke the dimension.
Yep.
And I would say within the dimension, what do you call it? Zeus went a step further. Guess what he did?
What do you do?
He basically now, what do you call it? He reverted out of the Adamus form. But, okay, because he reverted out of the Adamus form, he can use the lightning to its full potential.
Yeah, but he's just damn the shot from using that form.
Yeah, but he's still boosted by electricity and adrenaline.
Yeah, but I say it is, bro. I say it is. So,
But I will say, let me tell you, Xavier, okay, will have, you know, Kaido's half beast form, right?
mm-hmm.
He's now in his half dragon form.
Which I say is the red. It's the red armor. It's the red one.
No, you don't understand. It's the red. It's black, red, or no, it's purple, red, and green.
I mean, yeah, purple, red, and green.
It's like a balance breaker, but it's actual like scales around his body.
And they are there too. You can't break them. You gotta be very strong to break.
Yep. And Zeus is the only person who can even deal damage to him while he's in this form.
And even then, bro, this also the staff. Oh my god.
Yep. So once the dimension comes back, they all they just see an exhausted Xavier because he barely got to use this form. So they just see an exhausted Xavier and an exhausted Zeus.
More Zeus than Xavier.
Yeah, more leaning towards Zeus than exhaustion, but they're both exhausted. So I would say, what do you call it? Xavier basically, he looks at Zeus as like, it's I would say, him and Zeus charge one last attack. And Xavier transforms his staff into a sword.
And Zeus has that like Raikage lightning armor on steroids.
Yep, and I would say Xavier basically, what do you call it? Put power to has power destruction aura all around his body.
Bro, I say when they clash, it got heated, but bro, I say this.
Not clash. No. I have a better idea. What I was thinking is that they would both go to slash each other, okay? And when they slashed each other, they basically were behind each other, like they were at the opposite side.
Damn.
Xavier's armor would break, but Xavier's armor would break, and basically, like there would be a massive shoulder gash where a lot of blood came out. But with Zeus, guess what happened with Zeus?
Don't tell me he got sliced.
His right arm got fully cut off.
Oh.
And he fell on the ground. And nobody could say a word.
And Xavier.
As Xavier,
still standing.
Xavier basically just he was on one knee, okay? He stood up and he raised his hand in the air.
Claps going everywhere, bro.
Yep. And Heimdall is like, and there you have it, folks. The King of Gods has been dethroned.
There's a new King of Gods now, boy.
Yep. And I will say, what do you call it? After he was done, okay, he was about to fall down, and basically he was about to fall down from exhaustion, but Morgan caught him. And
he was so happy.
Yep, she was like, "Thank God you're okay." I was so worried for you in the battle when you were fighting Zeus, and he's like, "What were you worried for? I was always gonna win."
But she smiled.
Nope. After that, basically, like, Buddha comes down, clapping. He's like, "Well done, monkey. You've proven yourself worthy."
Man, this is when also this man he was like, "Shut up, old man," which is what the same thing Sun Wukong calls him old man.
And then Buddha's like, he sighs, he's like, you're just like him, you fucking brat. And then he basically is like, now state your wish, and let us get this over with. I don't want to look at your monkey face anymore.
But he's secretly smiling.
Yep. And then what do you call it? He's like, I want the, and I would say he's like, I want the peaches, and then he basically what do you call it? He falls unconscious when he says the peaches.
I want the peaches, which he wants. He wants a set of peaches. Set.
Yep. So Buddha's like, what did he say? And then Morgan basically continues it for him. And Buddha basically looks shocked. He's like, there's no way I can do that, right?
That's right. No, it's like,
I can't just hand it over to him.
hey, no.
And then
No. This is a request from the guys. Buddha has no part of this, technically.
Yeah, and then the god, and I will say like the Shiva basically would say your wish is granted, and Buddha would basically look shocked as they basically hand him hand Morgan 2 sets of peaches, basically.
Which is like, Buddha's like, what? It's like, because she was like, he earned it, unlike the monkey who stole it.
And then Buddha basically sighs. He's like, fine, I would have fought him anyway, but since but I can't do shit now, can I? Basically was saying frustrated as he basically walked away.
Now, Buddha wouldn't be frustrated, he'd be happy. It's like, you finally found your freedom, huh? So we'll come.
But he was what do you call it? He was what do you call it? Xavier was unconscious, but yeah. Anyway, basically, I would say sometime would. In the meantime, Buddha kept the peaches like guarded by him until Xavier woke up.
Xavier woke up perfectly fine. Like, I think he got a Zenkai boost. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Zenkai boost.
I'm joking.
But yeah, I would say, what do you call it? When he woke up, he saw Morgan basically like sleeping in the chair next to him.
Yeah, but it's like.
And I would say he woke her up, and she basically, what do you call it? She's like, about damn time we woke up. And he's like, how long was I out? She's like, you're out for 3 weeks.
That's like, well, I mean, he woke up with an old man, did though.
And then she would say, what do you call it? Speak of the devil of the old man. And then basically you would see Zeus and Buddha walk in.
Zeus with one arm, by the way, and happy as shit.
Yeah, no, he has the thing that regenerates the arm. Remember, they can regenerate limbs.
Oh yeah, true, but he had his arm back, but it's like, bro, he's happy as shit. That was the best fight of his life.
Yeah, and then he hasn't felt this much thrill, or he hasn't felt this excited since his battle with Kronos.
Yeah, and bro, I say it's like that. It's like, nice, so you use your full powers. Like, well, technically, that was so much power I can actually use. I was using 75. He was still at 75%, by the way.
Yep. So Zeus basically chuckled. He's like, well, what do you call it? Well, you're one hell of a fighter. I hope we can fight again. And basically, he's like, what do you call it? Now it's time for your wish. And then he basically looks at Buddha. He's like, Buddha, give it to him.
Which Buddha does. Happily, actually. Because he earned these ones.
Yeah. He's like, take it, you damn monkey. You earned these ones.
He's very happy.
So he basically looks at the peaches and he's like, here. And we're all handing it to Morgan. Shocking both Buddha and Zeus.
Actually, one set to Morgan. And then I'll say Azazel's there as well. Because you forgot to mention Azazel would actually be there.
Oh yeah, Azazel would also be there. And Azazel would basically like bro hug Xavier while he's on the bed. And Azazel would be like, you made me a butt ton of cash while you were fighting. And then Xavier basically, like, his eye twitched. He's like, or not even Xavier. Morgan was like, did you bet on him winning?
He's like, yes.
And then she's like, why didn't I think of that?
Damn,
which made Xavier's sweat drop.
I'd say this.
But then he basically gave the 2 sets to Azazel and Morgan. He's like, here, take him.
Which one set for each wish? it's like more. It's like he's giving it to others. He's not like Wukong.
So Azazel's like, huh? Why are you giving me this?
It's like because
He's, he,
you're a bird to me.
so Azazel basically smiles and he's like, I don't know. You know that this means I owe you my about like the entirety of the universe, right?
It's like no. It's like yeah. It's like doesn't matter. It's like it doesn't matter. So as long as it's like bro, it does not even matter, bro.
Yep. And then Azazel basically, what do you call it? He's like, thank you. And I'll say, like, Mortgage is just staring at the peach. And then she basically looks at, what do you call it, Xavier. And he basically gestures her to go and eat it. Because she don't, and I would say, she eats it.
Which oh my god! Also, so they ate the whole set each, which gives them layers of immortality as well. 6 layers.
Yep. So, basically, what do you call it? After they did that, they said they don't feel like any different, and then he's like, you won't feel any different, but you are majorly different from before. And then he basically, and then I would say Zeus tells him, or I would say Buddha tells him, what are you gonna do now? He's like, I guess for now I'm just gonna settle down. I think.
No, not me. No, wait. I was like, I'm going.
No,
I say this. He's like, I want to go travel to go to another universe, my favorite universe, and travel with my mate Morgan.
and then Zeus basically looks at Morgan, and he's like, so he finally found one, huh, daughter?
Which this can show her, huh?
And then Morgan's and then what do you call it? He's like, wait, you're his daughter?
Morgan does not want to talk about it.
And and then basically she just she's like, what do you call it? What do you call it? She basically just looks at him with like a begging plea to basically like leave the universe right now.
Which they do. Which of course, which they do.
Yep. And I think this is a good ending for part one, right?
Yeah, it's really good ending for part one. So yeah, thank you all for watching. See you later.